From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode,
as we edge closer to the upcoming January 20th inauguration, it may pay to ask yourself, what will the first 100 days of the Trump administration mean for my business? Business expert Jamar Cobb-Dennard is here with some thoughts on how business owners can prepare for any changes that may come.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Now that the election's over, we've got a lot of new in front of us and some unknown in front of us as well. So as we look toward the beginning of January and the first 100 days of the new administration, we've got to make some careful choices as business owners to make sure that we're mitigating risks, but also taking advantage of a lot of opportunities. One of those opportunities is what we do before the new year starts. We used to call this Shop Week in my old businesses, and we actually still do this now, where we essentially shut everything down, no new clients, no outside meetings, and we just work on the business. So business planning, financial planning, getting all the taxes put together. So business owners, as they think about what they can do with the period of time that's sort of dead between Christmas and New Year's, a shop week is perfect. The second thing, and again, this is before we get into next year, but really taking advantage of December. We call it Black Friday. Sometimes the history says that it's because that's when many small businesses actually go into the black and start making a profit in December. So this is the time to really take advantage of what's happening in December with consumer confidence, with additional spending, so that there's a kitty to go into next year for working capital, reinvesting into the business, and also a little bit of profit for the owner. In terms of new decisions for 2025, yes, reflecting back on what happened in 2024 is very important. A couple things that as business owners we should look at is working capital. So that's what's the cost of running the business over the course of 2 or 3 months, and how have my other investments or purchases impacted working capital? Is it a recurring expense that makes my fixed expenses go up every single month? Was it a one-time expense or a one-time large expense that I may be able to prepare for in 2025? So not only knowing that break-even point, knowing how much it costs to run the business over 3 months, then analyzing the expenses and the choices that were made in 2024 against that working capital will help business owners be profitable in 2025. Planning with the CPAs and advisors, the best time to start really is December, January. They start to get really busy once March and April comes, and there's multiple deadlines throughout the year that they have to meet, obviously, and that business owners have to meet. But toward the end of the year, it's a little late, but start planning and executing your deduction strategy to make sure that you're not overpaying in taxes and you're mitigating taxes through that strategy. And also, in terms of the tax bill and planning for 2025, that's a great start for December, January as well. So there may be many changes as we get into 2025, and a lot of them we don't know what they are. So during campaigns, there are a lot of promises that are made, there's a lot of conjecture, there's a lot of what could be coming. So we need to look at what the administration and Congress, as well as the policymakers and the different departments are thinking about in terms of taxation, in terms of new policy that could slow business down or speed business up. Also, we need to look at inflation and what the Fed is doing. Right now, the Fed isn't signaling an increase in interest rates, but it certainly could come. But in 2025, we're looking at stable interest rates for the rest of the year. That means that it's a great time to go to banks who are investing in local communities and get a working capital loan, get some cash flow money to make sure that the float between billing for bills and actually getting the cash for bills comes in well. Also capital for growth. At the same time, consumers and business owners are encouraged by good interest rates to spend. And as business owners, we want, whether it's on the consumer side or the business side, for those buyers to buy and spend money. We should watch how much we're buying and spending and stay on budget. Especially right now, the other thing to look at is inflation. Now, many economists say that the consumer pricing is really what drives inflation, and inflation is not technically high. But we can all feel it when you go to the grocery store and you go for just a few items and it's $200. That's the feeling of inflation. So yes, we need to stay on budget. 2, we do need to take a look at how our expenses may be growing. And in addition to that, we've got to take a close look at the power of our money as we go through and spend in 2025. So as forecasting tools, I'll typically look at the Fed. I'll also listen to a lot of economists. They'll take data and have different stories that they'll essentially tell us, but they're good because they give us some of the raw data that we may not be thinking about. So some of the policymakers in Congress and their conjecture about what's coming up about bills coming up, as well as some of the policymaking administrations and those departments within the federal government are also good signals as to what's happening. Now, big business and the stock market can certainly affect how people are thinking about what's happening in business, but it's not necessarily going to have a day-to-day impact on small business unless there's some sort of crash or run on the stock market and the prices drive up. So if people are uncertain about where to go for the best advice, some of the local periodicals, business periodicals, BE&O through Channel 8 is wonderful as well, because we have experts that are coming out to talk about inflation and the economy and pricing and et cetera. So being able to take local resources that are in the media and really taking a close listen and close look at what they have to say is vitally important to stay on track with 2025.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities Podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, beoshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at beoshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.